I'm Bable Jonathan, and this is the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinoxe Television live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. In our top stories in this edition of the news, Senator V.E. Mukete laments over the deepening socio-political and security crisis hitting the two Anglophone regions of the Republic of Cameroon, the northwest and southwest regions. The eldest member of Cameroon's upper house of parliament was speaking during the March session of Parliament, which ended today. You will hear him in the second part of this newscast. And the Cameroon Renaissance Movement (CRM) political party hits back at the country's Minister of Territorial Administration at Tanganji Paul, who has threatened to ban the political party. In a release, the CRM political party of incarcerated National President Professor Maurice Kamto accused Minister Tanganji Paul of violating the 1990 laws. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this edition of the news on Equinoxe Television. The CRM, Cameroon Renaissance Movement political party, is fighting back threats from the Minister of Territorial Administration of the Republic of Cameroon at Tanganji Paul. Threats concerning the existence of the political party. The minister has threatened to ban the political party of incarcerated Professor Maurice Kamto over violations of the laws of the land, notably in connection to protest move organized by the political party, which led to the arrest and incarceration of its leaders and several militants. And the party is also accused of organizing a plan to destabilize the country and provoke an uprising in President Paul Biya's country. And in a release, the party of Professor Maurice Kamto has accused the Minister of Territorial Administration at Tanganji Paul of violating the 1990 laws. Details with Fomi Armstrong Sander.
It is a no-nonsense Cameroon Renaissance Movement political party, consistent in their move and determined to manifest that hits back after the warning of Minister Paul Atanganji of Territorial Administration. Paul Atanganji, in a communique on Friday, April 5, 2019, threatened to ban the CRM political party if its supporters and sympathizers proceeded with the planned protest demonstration of Saturday, April 13, 2019. The CRM political party, in response, began by stating that the minister's decision confirms worries of the party, the deeply monolithic nature of the ruling CPDM party, and the ways of a minister who knows only the language of force and to work on the laws of Cameroon. The party said they had written to the minister on the 14th of March 2019 on the consistent attacks and disturbances to their activities. On that point, the party qualified as a culmination of activities aimed at dissolving and eradicating it from the political map of Cameroon. They had denounced what they called militarization of their national and local offices, arbitrary arrests of their supporters, and attempts to stop them from carrying out activities across Cameroon, including cleanup campaigns. In this communique dating Tuesday, April 8, 2019, the CRM political party accused Minister Paul Atanganji of violating Article 8 Sub 2 of Law No. 90/55 of the 19th of December 1990, which give authority only to subdivisional officers to ban a public manifestation in Cameroon, not any superior authority. They also say the minister violated the same law in terms of form, as the decision to ban such manifestations, according to the law in Cameroon, is done through a decree and not a press release, as was the case with the decision of Friday, April 5th. The party's communique also carried three other key points to disprove and condemn the decision of Minister Paul Atanganji. The Cameroon Renaissance Movement's political party ended by demanding the withdrawal of the decision of the Minister of Territorial Administration, which they qualify as illegal, and promised to fight it back through all possible legal means. It should be recalled that Minister Paul Atanganji qualified leaders of the CRM political party as individuals who have made it a duty to defy state authority. He described their planned protest demonstration as a provocation and a planned uprising in Cameroon.
And yesterday, the Yaoundé Central Administrative Court denied the request for habeas corpus for the leaders and, of course, the allies of the CRM political party and militants who have been detained in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. I told you in the headlines, the eldest member of Cameroon's upper house of Parliament, Senator von V.E. Mukete, pours out his anger at the poor management of the deepening socio-political and security crisis in the two Anglophone regions of the country. He was lamenting over the devastating and deadly consequences of the Anglophone crisis at the March session of Parliament, which ended today. And of course, the senator and eldest member of the Senate indicated that something has to be done very fast before things completely get out of hand. We'll be coming back to his extract in the second part of this newscast. Now we go over to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and our special envoy to Nigeria, Stellambu, will be looking at the conditions in which hundreds of thousands of Cameroonian students and pupils are now learning in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the difficulties that the schools that are hosting the refugees are facing. Her report.
These jumpings and shoutings are in a bid to grab what is being shared and relieve self of starving. Here, the difference between a child at 2 and another at 6 cannot be noticed looking at their exhibition of strength in order to grab food. Here, survival is for the smartest. This is how Cameroonian refugee children struggle daily to eat. The struggle for the basics like food and water most often leads to fights, some of which are managed by the camp's security officers.
Sometimes there is a lot of fight, themselves they will be struggling water to meet up, so there will be a lot of crisis. So we try to do those settlements. Sometimes food, the people that always give them food, they give them food. Sometimes we try to share those food so that it will go around and meet each and every one of them.
The hardship these Cameroonian refugee children go through is evident at the sight of them. On a weekday like this one, a handful of these children prepare for school, while others hawk. A majority of them just play around the camp. Hilary is one of the Cameroonian refugee kids chased out of his school in his homeland by the insecurity. While in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Hilary goes to school. He is a rare kid as he prefers an empty stomach to his school uniform.
What's your name? Your name is Hilary. I brought biscuit for you. Should I give you a biscuit? I should not give you a biscuit. Why? You want to go to school? So I should do what with your biscuit? I should sew you uniform.
The Government Technical College Ogoja is one of the secondary schools hosting Cameroonian refugee students. As at April 1, 2019, over 1,000 of them had been fully integrated. Although the Aya Foundation recently donated 1,000 pairs of uniform to this school, the principal says the challenges are abound as the number is on the rise.
Most of the children come and just stand like that. Some squat, some sit on the ground, and it's not good enough for a child to for a learning process. And also, the classrooms, there's supposed to be more classroom space so that the number per class will be reduced. If the number of students population is increasing, though government is helping on their own ground, they have given us some technical equipment, but we still need more to cope with the influx of the population. And the same thing to teaching staff.
There is therefore the need for a conducive teaching and learning environment for Cameroonians in the Northwest and Southwest regions. For if, for example, doctors are not trained today, patients will die tomorrow.
Stella reporting there, and we continue to talk about the consequences of the Anglophone crisis in other parts of the country. The Anglophone crisis has seriously affected banana production and other businesses in neighboring Mbanga in the Mongo Division littoral region of the country. Innocent as it has more.
Mbanga in the Mungo Division, littoral region, is a locality today suffering recurrent attacks from armed separatists in neighboring southwest region. Gun battle with the military and abductions of mostly cultivators are common. These separatist activities, coupled with attack on the former banana producing company in Mbanga in 2008 during a general strike action in Cameroon, have killed the banana business with adverse effects on the economy of the locality. After the 2008 attack, many employees went jobless with increased crime wave as the company shut down.
C'est pour ça que nous avons bataillé très fort pour que cette relance ait lieu.
Today, with infiltration of separatist activities in Mbanga, raising insecurity at peak level, cultivators desert their plantations for fear they will be abducted and killed, as in recent cases. A foreign entrepreneur surfaces to revamp banana cultivation in Mbanga to boost its economy and project Cameroon, top African exporter of banana.
On a l'objectif de faire 100 000 tonnes au Cameroun.
The new enterprise to be set up has as objective assist the government of Cameroon produce 100,000 tons in a strive to realize 500,000 tons of banana. As such, Cameroon will be able to regain its first position lost to Ivory Coast.
Dans la couronne des grands demain. De la banane.
350 to 4,000 workers will be directly employed to this effect.
En emploi direct, 3 500 à 4 000 personnes. En emploi direct.
A revamped mission trusted by some of the former banana plantation workers.
He worked with us in the year 2008 and he's a very serious man. I hope that in 3 months' time we are going to start to work.
Local administrative authorities in Mbanga have lauded government's go-ahead decision to the enterprise and the readiness of the population, mostly ex-plantation workers, landowners and traditional heads, to work hand in hand with the actors.
Ils sont prêts et déterminés à accompagner cette nouvelle structure pour démarrer effectivement avec cette relance.
This golden step to revamp banana production in Mbanga, recording diverse separatist attacks, is expected to be guarded by heightened security to prevent another fall of the banana producing enterprise.
Avoiding occupational accidents in companies remains a major challenge to entrepreneurs, and coming up, Immaculate Fogwe now takes a look at the consequences of occupational accidents and how they can be avoided. She spoke to some experts.
Working safely in a dangerous environment remains a veritable problem faced by some companies due to the unavailability of safety tools needed for the protection of their workers. The negligence portrayed by some of the employees equally plays a great role in most occupational accidents in Cameroon.
The difficulties we have in that, it's what many people will have elsewhere, like employees not respecting, not really fully compliance with safety policy, safety standards, but of which the company has already done his or her part by providing all what is required for their own safety. Now what we are trying to do is, because different staffs come from different companies with different ideas, so we are trying to put them in the same rank so that they can have the same notion of safety, so that now we can now follow them now to make sure that we attain our goals.
Ensuring the quality of the security tools used by the workers adds a plus for their safety.
Now we are trying as much as possible to make sure that our employees are highly protected, of which they are right now, but with the coming of Draga as well for a dust mask, we are trying to get an improved version of dust masks to make sure that they use them and increase to reduce their occupational exposure limits, to make sure they inhale less dust.
In a bid to curb the reoccurrence of occupational accidents in Cameroon, safety experts educated representatives from various companies on how to avoid hazards and conditions leading to physical harm that can be controlled in order to preserve the health and well-being of individuals.
In this case, well, for us it is quite important that we are exchanging with our clients, so that we are having a kind of consultancy role, that we enable them to select the right measurements, countermeasurements, in order to protect the people, protect their workers, to ensure their well-being on work.
The health of employees, their safety in the workplace, and the safety of the organizations that employ them is a major determinant of productivity, and as such remains a constant concern for management.
In a report coming up next, Smart Jikan Gabriel now takes us to one of the tourist attractions in Dissange in the Sanaga Maritime Division, and he tells us that the fishermen in that part of the country are calling on government to help remedy a situation that is disturbing them from carrying out their activities normally, talking about a grass that is a species of grass that is spreading on the surface of the waters. Manjikan Gabriel.
A distance view of Lake Osa found in Dissange under the Sanaga Maritime Division shows no signs of problems. Getting closer to the lake, those who went for fishing have just returned, but at the side of the lake, others are seated disturbed. This is as a result of a certain plant that has taken hostage of the lake, making it difficult for the inhabitants to use the lake effectively. What is the name of the plant and its effect on the fishermen?
La Salvinia molesta, c'est une herbe qui cause beaucoup de problèmes aux pêcheurs.
Salvinia molesta, as the plant is called, started very little, according to a fisherman.
Vraiment pour cette herbe-là, ça nous a mis à genoux complètement.
It has totally crippled us. When it came, it was very little, but as time passes on, it increased. We have tried with our little means, and even our canoes have been destroyed by the plant. We are calling on the authorities to help us. Apart from the fishermen who have been badly touched, the women who usually use the lake as the source of washing dresses and fetching water have also been affected by the spread of Salvinia molesta. It is now difficult for people to take their bath or even fetch water. It is not normal. It's a touristic site that must be kept clean. It is for this reason that, under the coordination of the chief of Beige village, all fishermen decided to take off Salvinia molesta plant from the lake.
Ces herbes, d'après nos enquêtes personnelles, nous avions dépêché les gens d'aller voir d'où ça vient ces herbes.
The plant, according to our inquiries, came from Lompanga, where water was blocked and it had to pass through the forest. I'm calling on the Minister of Environment and that of Fisheries and Animal Industry to help us.
J'interpelle le ministre de l'Environnement, le ministre de Pêche et l'Industrie animale, parce que c'est ces pêcheurs qui sont en train de souffrir.
According to an expert, the Salvinia molesta plant found in other countries like Senegal and Australia could be eradicated with the planting of another herb, and that could be done with the help of the Ministry of Fishery and Animal Industry.
And I told you earlier in this newscast how the eldest member of Cameroon's Upper House of Parliament, Senator V.E. Mukete, poured out his anger over the deepening socio-political and security crisis hitting the northwest and southwest regions of the country, and also other problems plaguing his country, and he was speaking during the just ended March session of Parliament. Take a listen to Fonvi Mukete in the second part of this newscast coming up next.
Are we mad? Please don't do it. These are some of the things which have driven some people against the wall to go and take guns. You are not honest. We are not honest. We don't mean that. If you don't want to present some of these journals of information in the language which I can read, then you don't want me in the country. Then you don't want me. When I say it, I mean it. I'm crying. I'm crying. I think it's very wrong that we should continue with this thing in this country. People, when you do it and you ignore this question of language for the two English divisions, what do you think you are making them to feel? What do you think? People that will not tell you honestly, then you regard them as inferior. Why should you not present the information to them in a way that they can understand? When the elections are to take place, we take the trouble to produce material in languages which will be understood. We send things to the various people so that they can support us. That is the same thing. Why is it that we have to beg for a journal containing the good work of the government? We should beg that it should be also in English. Why should we beg? It's not even in the interest of the government that this type of policy should go on. It is wrong. When we unified, the Tribune was produced in English and French. What is there? What's the difference? What is the trouble in our country? English Cameroon and French Cameroon. The only difference is the language. The only difference in language is French and English. But somebody came later on and took his gun, his revolver, and shot at the English, killed the English. That was what I call a mortal shot. A shot against the unification of this country. The unification of this country is made of two languages, and somebody will come and say, no, because of money, let us kill the English. That was the beginning of trouble. And that is what was sowing the seed which was germinating to cause the trouble we're having today. It's wrong. It's wrong of us to have done that type of thing. And we swallow it and we think it's not nonsense. I mean business. I mean it, and I fought for the unification of this country. It's so strong. English and French get together. Then you come and cut and reduce it, remove English. What were you doing? Just kicking against the very foundation of this country. And that is what is called political struggle. Now we've got a point where we are to mend. Shall we mend or mar? As Fonlong would say. We are in the position. We are in the position to ask ourselves. Shall we make or mar? Shall we fix or spoil? It is in that this is all of us here. We're in a position. We are in a position to make. We are in a position to correct errors of the past. No, we have made errors which have nearly destroyed our country. I'm saying that. Victor Mukete is saying that. You can quote me. All of you, those of you who have not read my book, get copies and read and understand what I mean. We have almost destroyed our country, but fortunately, we have taken this decision to create these regions. Please let us make the mistake. Let us not make the mistake of making serious errors in the creation of regions. The regions should be properly created as units to enable each region to function. If I don't want to, they should be ready. These regions should be able to run the radio services, the educational services, the health services, and so on. They should be able to do that. Oh, small countries, which are only perhaps 200,000, they are running governments and running the services. Many companies, very tiny companies, all our regions are big and rewarded with resources. The records show there that our regions are, all of them have enormous resources. We don't think only of the southwest region of petroleum. Regions, all regions of this country are endowed enormously. Their records, perhaps they are confidential, but I'm saying it with confidence that all regions of Cameroon are enormously endowed. If you can only develop these places, and in fact, we talk of agricultural development, what have we done? Where is the Green Revolution? Germany had not only Cameroon as a colony, Morocco was under Germany, Tanganyika, and Southwest Africa. These were all German territories. When after the First World War, we were at the same level almost with those other territories. I think Morocco and some other, we were almost on the same territory, German territories, but where are we today? Others have gone ahead. What are they? They perhaps don't even have better resources, but we have lagged behind. And we talk of Green Revolution. The Green Revolution can do wonders. The Green Revolution can do wonders. Where are you? Where are you going to have your talk? Why have we not got a Green Revolution? I have been to the place where we make tractors. Is it Eboloa? Mighty, the smallest tractor there is 60 horsepower. Mighty big, those they have a place in this country. But a mistake was made that they did not make small tractors which would be useful for family farms. Those 60 horsepower tractors will not go to some, and 80% of your farming is by small farmers. Where is the mechanization for them? A lot of stuff bigger. We need mechanization, small tractors, small planters, small trailers, because if you give money to a small farm and help them with fertilizer to fertilize, that family farm, if it's well done, the produce which it will produce with the use of fertilizers will so much that, in fact, it will be faced with what we call a problem. How will you get that produce out of the farm to the house? The tractor, the trailer, 7-ton trailer cannot get there. You need a 5-ton trailer, a small tractor. Where will you even, these are things, if the planning is done, and there's a green revolution done properly. One of the difficulties we've had in this country is that when they've repaired roads, you repair a road today, next year, with the first 2 rains, the road is broken up. Why? Just because the contract did not include compaction. Compaction. It will cost a little more money, but the contract should compaction. Even in the United States, not every road is tarred. They have earth roads, but there are better earth roads. Why should the earth roads in America be good and the earth roads in Cameroon not be good? It's because over there they compact. What I know, you must know. You must know what I mean. Earth, the soil, it's a wonderful thing. You know that. It's a soil a block soil, piece of soil, knocked, and we can withstand rain. But if we don't compact it, it will be, and now the roads are not compacted, that's why we're having trouble. Compact your earth roads, and you have that, and you might even go harder. And of course, the soil, subjected to heavy pressure and to high temperature, it becomes almost as strong as a stone. You know that the hills, houses, brick houses, which are like 400 or 500 years old, compact. Tell your ministers, and when you form your councils, road councils, please, your roads should be compacted and they will serve your people for years and years. Thank you very much.
The eldest member of Cameroon's upper house of parliament, Senator Mukete, ending this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinox television. Thanks for staying with us. Goodbye.